This is the third time. It just came and landed on my leg, but I stopped recording. So here we are again. And they're so pretty. You want to touch them, but you're not supposed to. And so to try to keep it, you know, yeah. And so they've just been fluttering around me. And so, what is your point? Because I can't make this stuff up. People think that you're talking out the side of your neck when you say nature just kind of comes to you and you don't understand why. But you can see the wind is blowing. It's not opening and closing its wings. And I want to say it's probably a monarch because it's black and orange. But yeah, it's like a minute, almost 2 minutes. Well, hey friend, what are you doing today? You're just kind of sitting there. I'm just out here doing my regular journal routine. Earlier today I had a deer walk over there, and now I'm sitting here bonding with this butterfly. Yep. So not only am I being sun-kissed, but I'm being butterfly-kissed too. Yep. We got a little wing flap there. 3 minutes. So I guess I should just go ahead and just turn this into a message, I guess, at this point. Sometimes we just don't realize how special we are. And a lot of the times we get fixated on what everybody else's perceptions of who we are and what we are. We allow that to fill our headspace. But just like this beautiful butterfly has chosen to land on me 3 times today, let this be your confirmation that you too are special, that you too are specifically assigned to everything that our Heavenly Father desires for you to be assigned to. I don't care what anybody else may try to fill in your head and tell you doesn't exist in your life, or what things aren't taking place. You are special. You too are warranted to be great at everything that our Heavenly Father calls you to. And so, just like this little butterfly here decided that he wanted to be near me and in my presence at this specific time after I come out of prayer, you are assigned to a specific task as well. And so this is what happens when you truly are connected with all things spiritual. Things gravitate towards you from nature because they pick up on that. They pick up on it and they sense it. And so now he's just flying around, but that's what he was doing before. And so, yeah. You have to choose to see the beauty in it. You have to choose to see, where's it at? You have to choose to see all of the beauty that you house, regardless of what everybody around you may say, regardless of what your circumstances look like. You have to be willing to feast upon it. And so that's the message. And our guy just wants to flutter around now. But yeah. So just know you can be selected and chosen when you least expect it. And he's back. Shenanigans. Butterfly shenanigans. This time on another toe. So I thought it was over, but clearly not. So I'm going to call this Butterfly Chronicles. When nature chooses you. When our Heavenly Father has assigned you to be specific with a pure and genuine heart to care for others, how animals in nature can just sense that, and they, even the simplest and the most delicate things, choose you. They choose you, and it's nothing that you can do about it. And so I shared with you guys a while back where my son, he asked me if I was Snow White, and I told him no. I just told him, I love nature. I love to be outside. I love to heal with, natural things. And so it's just one of those things. On my foot. So yeah, it just continues. But remember that you're selected, that you're not crazy, that people will just say it's coincidental, but you got to understand and value who you've been created to be. You have to understand the beauty that surrounds you. It's not somebody else's, it's yours. It may not make sense to other people, but it makes sense to you. It may not people may not understand it. And if they're not there spiritually, then you have to understand that, that's okay. It's okay. Sometimes it'll make you angry. Y'all, this sun is burning my foot. But at the same time, like I said, I wanted to share this because I make mention in my videos all the time about how I'll see things or I recognize things, and people are just like, oh, she on there talking, perhaps. And not that I owe anybody an explanation, but I like to be as transparent with those that are led to my platform, that I've been given to steward well with, in order for you guys to actually see the scope of how our Heavenly Father works in my life. And so when I'm talking about signs, when I'm talking about confirmations, when I'm talking about or I'm sharing a testament of my faith, these are the things that happen throughout the course of my day that prepare me for the messages that I release on this particular platform. When I get these types of encounters, when I get these types of interactions, when I get these types of just instructions, so it may be something as simple as, this butterfly landing on me, but then I go to research the different colors of the butterfly, and then biblically I'm led to those colors that are named within the Bible. And so that's typically how it works for me. And so as you guys can see, this is almost 10 minutes of this butterfly just making itself at home in my presence as I'm talking to you guys, sharing this very, very real, very timely testament of how our Father works in in our lives. And so it's like I said, it's one of those things that if you don't capture moments like this, a lot of times people think you're just talking outside of your neck. But no, I'm not talking out the side of my neck. You clearly see it's a real butterfly. It's literally flapping its wings. And I literally love to be surrounded by nature, as evident by my entire property line. I shared this in the video that I just released as far as the deer. And so he finally left for a minute. And so but yeah, you have to get to the point where, well, he didn't leave, he went to the other foot. But yeah, so it's like I said, these types of encounters let you know the spiritual nature of people. It lets you know the spiritual nature of how our Father talks to us, some of us, many of us, and the interactions that we're allowed to receive and have and experience. And so don't be, oh, it's two of them, guys. You see them? They are monarchs. They are monarchs. It's two. Oh my goodness, y'all. It's just so pretty. Oh. See, and this is what I'm talking about, y'all. Now it's on my leg. But do you see this? This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Don't y'all be talking about my legs either. But yeah, so now it's two of them. And like I said, when you are called, he qualifies you. It ain't nothing you can do to run from it. It's just like the account of Jonah. When Jonah wanted to run, there's the other one. So you see, there's two, and then this one is on my leg. Well, now he moved. But yeah, you have the spiritual account of Jonah going to Nineveh, and how he tried to run from his assignment, even though he'd been walking in the office of a prophet, and was he'd seen our Heavenly Father's hands move. He'd seen all of the goodness and the grandeur of what our Heavenly Father could do, good and bad, concerning the instructions that he'd been given. But he chose to run. And it's one of those things where you may not understand the severity of your calling. You may not understand the severity of what you're being called to do, the amplitude of it, And so when you understand that it's not by your strength and by your might, it'll be one of those things where you understand and you can move a little bit easier as you start to do it and start to progress. But it's important and imperative for you to understand who you are and what you carry. Because when you understand what you are and who you are and what you carry, then when you operate from the place on assignment, then it makes it that much easier for you to be able to embrace moments like this. You don't feel cuckoo, or you don't feel nuts. You don't feel led to give anybody an explanation, really. But like I said, on this particular platform, it's imperative sometimes that I'm led to share testaments, because these are the types of accounts that we see in the book of Acts. And so as I was just getting ready to prepare for one of the messages that I will be releasing soon, related to the deer, it's talking about, how the deer, and I want to say it was in the book of Isaiah. Let me go there real quick. It's Isaiah 35, verse 6. And, it's talking about the account of just the beautiful way that our Heavenly Father shows up in our lives. And so it's utilizing the deer in that particular verse. And so you just have to get to the point where you are structured. I'm sorry, friend, but it's hot. And so you get to the point where you understand and you get structured. You get structured, and when you get structured, there he is. And you get structured, you end up having, you get caught up on the structure, you know, the structure of things, and you know, just running it in general. And so when you understand how all of the pieces fit together, just like all of this, we'll just say the tree line. It's like the tree line, and everything kind of aligns perfectly as our Father in heaven has planted it without your help. You know, yeah, you can add to your landscaping, you can enhance things, or you can put your 2 cents in, but it wasn't necessarily, because he already knew where every tree was going to be planted. He even knew which flowers you would be choosing. And so it's just like, you know, the birds that are landing on the branches up there. Now, this is the tree that I was referring to when I was saying I saw the woodpeckers. So there have been 2 families of woodpeckers. Okay, that's the woodpeckers. That's the woodpeckers that are up there playing around on that branch, building their new home. Can you see them? And so it's stuff like this. If you don't pay attention, you miss all of that. All of these beautiful little pieces. And, you know, you miss those divine interactions and just his hand, you know, that only our Heavenly Father's hands could orchestrate in your life. I mean, it could be something as simple as, you know, you taking the time to notice just the different shapes of the trees, you know. I mean, a lot of different things that you see hold a lot of significance and meaning to it. It's like, okay, take it for example, this magnolia tree with 1 blossom on it. The entire tree could be blooming, but it's not. You have one full bloom on that tree. And so it's stuff like that. So like I said, with this 1 full bloom on that tree, it's one unique you. You don't have to be, and you're not meant to be, a version of someone else. You're not meant to be a version of something that our Heavenly Father didn't call you to or create you for. I'm going to say that again. You're not called to something that someone else is doing and for something that he created for someone else. You are called specifically to you, to be you, and specifically for you to operate in your assignments. And so when you learn that, when you embrace that, you do it with ease, because you're not now trying to force fit something. And so that's my message, guys. I like you can kind of see this was sporadic, but at the same time, this is what happens. This is every day of my life. Eagles, cardinals, deer, butterfly, hummingbirds, all of it. So that's the message, guys. As you feast upon today, you know, take time to look around. Take time to notice the things that you don't necessarily typically notice. Take time to give thanks for everything that you have. Give thanks for the natural creations that our Heavenly Father have allowed us to see and feast upon without us having to do anything. Just take time to do those things. Take time to just be grateful. Take time to be grateful. Take time to embrace it. To look around. Even if you're not a nature lover, you should be, because you're part of nature too. And so, guys, that's my message for you guys. As always, I pray for you before you get here, even when it's unexpected, such as this occurrence. Nothing but the best of success in everything and all things heavenly in your life, and that an influx of all things heavenly just overtake you. And so that's it, guys. I look forward to the next message. Take care.